Hey, what's going on, guys? Kieran from Fingers Crossed, and I'll try and make these intros a little bit shorter now because you're going to get sick of seeing my face for the rest of this week. So at the start, I will just say please subscribe and hit the notification bell, hit the like button, leave a comment down below if you enjoy my content and if you want to see more. It really helps the channel out. So yeah, the video today is budget Gren Maju. So usually Gren Maju is quite an expensive deck. Like, although it's not really a meta top tier deck, it's quite expensive. Like, the dangers are reasonable, they're like £10 each. You've got the castle, although castle you can get for a couple of pounds, the rest of them are quite expensive, like £5 each card. So it does start to climb up. Some people play Extravagance, £20. Zoo Alpha now, what's that, like £30? Like, they do start to climb up the thing. So I thought I'd give a reasonably decent budget option for you guys out there that perhaps can't buy these cards, or it's still reasonably good in my opinion. Still think it's pretty good, can still do a lot, can still do things like Out Dragoon, and yeah, so without further ado guys, let's get into the video. Okay guys, so here's the budget variant. So I'll go through this and I'll try and, if my editing is good enough, I'll try and put prices up, but I'll probably just do a collective at the end so you guys can see, but I'll go through them. So, Gren Maju. So Gren Maju is the big boy himself. Don't need to explain this card. So he's reasonably cheap. So these prices, the prices I'm going to say also are not the rarities that I have. They're like the cheapest options. So Gren Maju also comes in a common, and you could probably get the three. So I checked online and around £2.50 for all three Gren Majus. Then of course we've got the baby Gren, and thanks to the new gold that just come out, you could probably get him for a couple of bucks, like £2, something like that. Just so pretty simple thanks to maximum gold. He's quite a troublesome card to get rid of, especially if you're playing a budget variant. This is probably what you're going to want to see, because any monster that attacks this gets banned. At the start of the damage, you can banish it. So pretty good. It's good removal for something a bit annoying. Gizmek Orochi. So like I said, it's not the secrets. There's now an ultra printing from the tins, and you can get like a playset of Orochi for like £4. So again, pretty good, pretty reasonable. But so three of him, he's basically mandatory in most Gren Maju decks now, because just banishing on summon, and he's a constant recursion. Then of course, two Makami just come out now in the Phantom Rage. So what this does is this can not only search for your Gizmek Orochi, but if this is destroyed, I believe, if this is destroyed, then you can get 6 cards back from your banished pile. So, and you can choose the 6, even if they're face down, you can choose the 6. So if you've checked and you've banished all of your Gren Majus and this gets destroyed, you can shuffle your Gren Majus back. Or if you've banished all your Gizmeks, you can get them back. And this can be normal summoned if you have 6 or more banished. So reasonably, like more than likely, that's going to happen. So those. Okay, then moving on, we've got the 3 Swartz Limit Dragon. So some of you guys have probably not even seen this card. Like, it's just a spammable level 8 monsters to help you go into your rank 8 plays. And if this, like, so if your opponent controls a monster with 2000 or more attack, you can special summon this card. So the only card deck that I can think off the top of my head that this is kind of useless against is, well, Geist, it doesn't help, and Zoos at the moment. So that's the only one, but it's just an easily spammable 8, and they're only a couple of pounds. Like, so I'm checking eBay as well. So eBay is normally is a lot more expensive than other places. So if you're looking at Card Market or something like that, these are probably like 20p or something like that. So it's probably cheaper than what I've actually worked out at the moment. 1 Pancratops, £1 is all Pancratops is. So again, really cheap, and it's a good spot removal. So yeah, pretty good. Then we've got Lava Golem. So Lava Golem is just, again, you want to break those boards if you go on second. So you need to have more removal. So you got Pank, you got Lava Golem. So Lava Golem, you can get them for like £1 each. These are the common versions because I bought the structure deck recently. So yeah, so £1 each. Again, I'm checking eBay, so you might be able to find it cheaper in like Card Market or Tier 0 Games or Tier 0 Games or something like that. So fortunately, guys, this is a cheap Dimensional Shifter. Absolutely the best hand trap in the game at the moment, in my opinion. So good. If you see this card against most decks, they have to just pass. And a good fact to know, this deck is really effective against Virtual World, because Virtual World have to target a card on the field, then send to graveyard. If Dimensional Shifter is active, they cannot send to graveyard. Unfortunately, Shifter is only $4.50 for a playset. Again, checking on eBay, so it could be cheaper elsewhere. And of course, moving on with more hand traps, we've got Effect Veiler. So obviously Imperm is super expensive. It has come down. I see it some places for like £15, a couple of quid cheaper than that, but still quite expensive for a budget variant. Effect Veiler does the same thing, and yeah, you can get a place set of Veiler for a $4.50 like before. Pretty self-explanatory. Then for the last two hand traps, we got 2 Ghost Ogre. Unfortunately, Ash is super expensive. Still like £10, even though it's been reprinted, still like £10. But fortunately, this has been reprinted and it's actually gone down. So for the 2 of these, it's about £4. So they're like £2 each card. I've probably rounded up a little bit some things, because I think that some things were like £1.70 or something like that. So then, unfortunately, it is a budget variant, so you do not have a lot of the best cards. So Mystic Mine. It's just Mystic Mine. You know, you need to play Mystic Mine. You go, if you're playing a budget variant, super good, just turns off, and then you can just try and attack over one thing for a game. If you can get your Gren Maju big enough. It is still quite expensive. So the 2 mines are like £9 because they're like $4.50 each, and then Terraforming is £1. You could probably get it cheaper again on like Tier 0 Games or Card Market or something like that. But yeah, got those. Then fortunately, again, because of gold, Super Poly is now quite cheap. Like if you get, not these versions, if you get the gold versions, they were like £1.50 each. So £3 added onto this, and yeah, Super Poly is just super good in this deck. Help you break those boards. Remember that Super Poly, you can use Verte and Dragoon to make Starving Venom. Just remember that. Still a lot of people playing that. Pot of Desires. Pot of Desires, best card in the deck. And fortunately, thanks to Toon Chaos that came out a little while ago, this is now like, it's a rare and you can get it for £1 each. So £3 for this playset. Banished 10, draw 2. For more draw power, because you don't want to be playing Extravagance because it's a budget variant, you don't want to be playing that. You got Allure, £2 each. Pretty good. Draw 2, banish 1. Sorry. Got a little bit of a croaky voice this morning. Got 1 Cooled by the Grave. Again, fortunately, it's had quite a few reprintings. It's been put in structure decks. This is only like £1.50 and it's a one-off, so it's a must. I don't know why Konami, I think Konami needs to fix this and put this back to 3, or at least put to 2. Yeah. Then we've got 1, Monster Reborn. Again, loads of reprintings. It's only £1. You gotta play Monster Reborn just in case they get rid of something that you want, or you want to take something that they have. Dimensional Fissure. So Shifter, just said, is the best hand trap in the game in my opinion. Why not play 3? But this one is continuous. So, like, super good. Again, Virtual World can't do anything if you play this because they have to send to grave. So, yeah, Dimensional Fissure, sorry, it's only £1.50. Then moving on, You've got instant fusion, so you want to get some more. It is pretty good. It helps you either get a body on board or you'll see what I play in the extra deck, but yes, pretty good. It's only £1. Then we're going to Regeki. So again, you want to break those boards. If you've lava golemed and you took away 2 of the problematic monsters, or you've got rid of a couple of their negates, just destroy it. Just destroy it, and then you've got a free place to attack. Then, no, it's only like £1.30 for that. Then the last couple of cards. Got 1 Foolish Burial. You want to send your Gizmek to grave if you haven't set up any banishing. You want to send your Gizmek to grave and then get it back. It's just basically this is a fourth Gizmek Orochi. Okay. Final 2 cards. You need to have some back row removal, especially with Virtual World being a thing now. Mutant, obviously, I don't know if that's going to be a great deck, but Mutant has some back row, so you want to get removing that. Dogmatica play a lot of back row. You want to get rid of that punishment and those imperms because they are nasty against your Gren Maju. If they imperm your Gren Maju, that's your turn done normally, especially in this budget variant. But yeah, 2 Twin Twisters, as they are the cheapest and they're only £2 for the 2 of those. But again, guys, remember, it's not necessarily the rarities that I've just presented. It will be the cheapest variant. So let's speed through the extra deck, guys. We've got Linkuriboh, sitting around £2. Don't need to explain Linkuriboh, you know what it does. Then we've got the Nightmare package. We've got Cerberus. Cerberus can help you out monsters. Nightmare Phoenix can help you out by getting rid of some back row. Cerberus is about £2.70, £3, and Phoenix is around like £3.50, £4. So pretty good. And I don't know if you guys see, but in Genesis Impact, Nightmare Phoenix is going to be a collector's rare. So if you guys are collector's hunters and you've seen this video, then look out for those. I'm sure they're going to be pretty expensive. Then you got Ningirsu, link free, but it's another Dragoon out. You've got Pentastag, helps you do piercing damage. So you put underneath this, you'll put Gren Maju, and then you attack into a defense position monster or something like that, and you just do piercing damage. So yeah, that is pretty good, and that is only £2. Then you got Geonator Transversal. So this card's only £1, and what this does, because it's a new card, is if this link card and monsters it points to cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effects. So safe from like Lightning Storm, Regeki, stuff like that. And if this card points to 2 monsters, you can switch control of those monsters. So you can put something pretty useless on your side of the field, and if they've got something decent there, because normally people will play around those zones, if they've got something decent there, you can just swap them. So pretty good. Maybe you can take their VFD or something like that if you've negated it, I guess. But yeah, or their Shen in Virtual World. And it's only like £1 of that card. Then we've got 2 Dingirsu. So for the 2 of them, it's only £4.50 because it's had a couple of reprints. It was in Dual Overload recently, as you can see. It's pretty good. It sends a card to graveyard on summon, so it's pretty good to out problematic monsters like Dragoon and stuff like that. And also, it is protection, so if something would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can detach a material from this card instead. So pretty good. So this is the most expensive card in the entire deck. Lancelot. So Lancelot is just if they force you to go first, it's pretty annoying if you can, but if you can get 2 level 8s on board, this is just negates. So it's about £4. It's about £5.50. So like I said, it's a little bit more expensive, but it's a couple of negates and it can attack directly. Then we've got number 68, Sanafond. So Sanafond just helps because neither player can special summon monsters from the graveyards. So it helps with that. It's a good rank 8. And yeah, so you have that one. Then moving on. So this is our Super Poly target. Not Super Poly, Instant Fusion target. So it's pretty good. Other monsters on the field cannot change their battle positions or attack. So that's pretty good protection, to be honest. Once per turn, you can target one monster your opponent controls equip that target to this. So again, you could just suck up one of their monsters and just annoy them that way. Pretty good. That is only sitting at around £1 as well. Number 68 was only £1. Then moving on, now we're going into super poly targets. Dragostapelia, it's only £1, it takes 1 fusion and 1 dark monster, so it's quite a good one. So the fusion and dark might come in handy if you're playing against invoked Elderledge or something like that, or like you can use one of your dark monsters and their fusion and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty good. It's only £1, so that was the best one I could find for stuff like that. Then more super poly targets. So we've got Mud Dragon, so pretty good one, pretty generic. It has to be the same attribute but different types. So again, it is good against like invoked Dogmatica decks, because once they start fusioning, they should have like a spellcaster and a machine on board. So, and they'll both be light. So pretty useful there. You can get rid of a couple of problems there, and it's actually good protection. I won a game like this the other day on Dueling Book with, because you can declare an attribute and this card becomes that attribute before the end of the turn, and it, like, your opponent cannot target this card or monsters on the field with the same attribute as this card with card effects. So I had a dark on board, changed this to dark, protected them both. So pretty good. So then we've got Starving Venom Fusion Dragon. 2 dark monsters, super good. If this card's destroyed, it destroys all other special summoned monsters on the field. So pretty good board wipe if they get rid of it. And this now, because they've both had like quite a few printings, this is only £1 and this is only £2. So yeah. And the last one, Intis. So Intis is just because if they do, if you do play someone who's playing in Invoke Dogmatica and they Maximus, you can send this, and yeah, you can send this to the grave and then just destroy a monster on field. So it's pretty good for that. And because it's been printed in gold, as you can see, this is how I got mine. It's only £2, so that's pretty good, to be honest. And also, this is a good super poly target against the Virtual World, because it takes 1 Synchro monster and 1 XYZ monster. So that's VFD and Shen. So this card is actually pretty useful against 2 of the probably main decks that are going to be played now. So you can use Shen and VFD, and then also you for super poly, and then also if this card is sent with Maximus, you can destroy a card. So good, and it's only £2. Okay, so that's it for the deck profile, guys. So my totals for this are, so for the, I'll try and get some prices on board if I can be that nifty. So for the main deck, it was only £56.80. So let's say 57, and then you've got the extra deck was £32.70. So let's say 33. And so the whole price together was £92. So you can get an okay deck. Like, you can't really spam about 8s because you've only got 2 8s, but you can get enough monsters on board. Maybe you could get, I couldn't find any other decent link monsters that you could link away, because this deck is quite, you could get a couple of monsters on board super easy. If Hulk was cheaper, maybe there could be a Hulk play in there, but yeah, so for £92 you can get this deck. I think it's pretty reasonable considering that Gren Maju decks, you'll see from my Gren Maju deck is probably going to be quite a bit more than this. That will be on Sunday. So yeah guys, let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Let me know if there's links that I've missed out that are cheap but will work better than trying to go for rank 8s. Let me know in the comment section down below if you know any. And yeah guys, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next video tomorrow. Peace.